They draw, serve, or are capable of engaging in philosophical conversations. With gynoids, science fiction is no longer fiction. Meet these exceptional ladies. Asking the question. The issue has already been addressed by various media outlets, but Ma doesn't seem to comprehend that. When asked if his robot could be objectifying women, he replied, "I'm not sure of this question." He states that, in spite of the robot's possibilities to interact with people, winking and smiling when you tell her she is beautiful, Mark I is used purely for scientific reasons, and there is no contact with her on a more personal level. After spending 24 years in the graphic and product design field, it seems Ma has made his childhood dream come true. He bought himself a 3D printer, spent over $50,000, and created Mark I in 18 months. But he doesn't think robots could replace humans, even though they are indeed important assets for the economy. On the other hand, Ma says that human-like robots will definitely be popular in the future. It's just a psychological thing. The high-performance machine. In the late 1970s and mid-1980s, feminists such as Donna Haraway and Anne Balsamo started a discussion about postmodernism, cyborgs, and feminism. While Haraway, in a Cyborg Manifesto, suggested the cyborg as a transgressive potential for gender roles, Balsamo, in Technologies of the Gendered Body, argued for the idea of the cyborg as metaphor for the female body in a world of non-material bodies, based on Foucault's theories on sexuality. In both cases, the concept of cyborg goes further than its meaning of a cybernetic organism. It says more about the postmodern human condition than the man-machine relationship. Years after publishing her manifesto, Haraway said she understood that people were already living as cyborgs, including herself. Kunzru also highlighted the fact that sociologists and academics from around the world have taken Haraway's lead and came to the same conclusion about themselves. That means the 1990s were the cyborg era, as people started to notice themselves less as isolated individuals and more like nodes on networks. In other words, Kunzru argues that they believed that being a cyborg isn't about how many bits of silicon you have under your skin or how many prosthetics your body contains. Later, in English pulp science fiction, the difference between mechanical robots from fleshy androids was better developed and popularized by Edmund Hamilton's Captain Future stories, 1940 to 1944. A History of Gynoids. Released in 2003 during the International Robot Exhibition in Tokyo, Eve R1 is recognized as the first gynoid ever. Costing $321,000, her name is a combination of the biblical character Eve and the letter R from robot. Her creators, a team of South Korean scientists, part of the Korea University of Science and Technology, molded her face to look like a composite of two popular Korean actresses, plus the torso of a singer. The exact women used as models were never actually revealed. Weighing 50 kilograms and standing at a height of 160 centimeters, Eve R1 was able to mimic human emotions such as happiness, sadness, anger, and surprise. She could recognize 400 Korean and English words, which allowed her to give answers to questions both verbally and with 15 different facial expressions. Her successor was released during Robot World 2006 in Seoul. Eve R2 had her abilities improved, got new expressions, and became taller, 170 centimeters, and heavier, 60 kilograms. She was programmed to provide entertainment and information in department stores and museums, to read for the attending children. Still, back in 2004, Japanese scientists released Actroid Replier Q1, a gynoid that was molded after the looks of average Japanese young women. She also had a sister, Replier R1, designed to help people with obtaining information on specific locations and events. Actroid was presented in Expo 2005 in Aichi, Japan. In the timeline of realistic robots, we see more gynoids than androids. Another known example of the former is Letrung's gynoid Aiko. Able to speak in English and Japanese, she is disclosed in her official website as the meeting of beauty and science. The Vietnamese-Canadian inventor argues that Japanese society is obsessed with perfection, so he wanted to build the best realistic robot, and he has been doing this since 2007. In fact, Trung describes her as Yumecom, which means dream computer robot. While Aiko's original goal was to be a robotic caretaker for the elderly, the gynoid ended up as something else. In 2009, Daily Mail published a story about Trung spending Christmas Eve with a gynoid at his parents' house. "Aiko is like any woman. She enjoys getting new clothes. I loved buying them for her too," said Trung. Aiko is able to react to physical stimuli and mimic pain, so this technology could help people who have undergone amputations to get lifelike mechanical limbs. But again, there is more to her than that. She was inspired by Japanese anime, especially Chobits 2002, which features a gynoid as one of its main characters, and her turn-on-off button is conveniently placed in her crotch. With silicone skin and a real hair wig made by a Japanese doll company, Aiko can sense if she's being stroked gently or tickled. She has sensors on her face and body, including her breasts, and yes, even down there, as Aiko's website notes. Trung admits that this has caused controversy, but his explanation for these sensors is an attempt to dispel it. "I want to make it clear that I am not trying to play God. I'm just an inventor, and I believe I am helping science move forward." Speaking to the Daily Mail, Trung added that Aiko will slap you if you grab or squeeze her too hard, as she has all the senses except for smell. Still, he says the gynoid is always helpful and never complains. She is the perfect woman to have around at Christmas. The next wave. Currently, there is an American artist taking large steps in the erotica market by producing realistic love dolls. Matt McMullen started as a sculptor of female figures, and now he is the CEO of Real Doll. McMullen made the leap from passion to business after being questioned many times by people if he would turn his posable mannequins into love dolls. This led him to discover that there was indeed a market for that. Today, McMullen sells each of his dolls for at least $5,400, including male and transgender options, the latter being a customizable option not in the catalog. It took some time for McMullen to learn how to use materials such as silicone to build his love dolls, but he was always improving shapes, textures, and interaction. And now he wants to implement animatronics, artificial intelligence, and virtual reality features too. In an interview with the New York Times, McMullen said the hope is to create something that will actually arouse someone on an emotional and intellectual level, beyond the physical. In fact, Real Doll's frontman believes that it's more important to create the illusion that the doll is enjoying interaction rather than making her hips move by herself. But what overwhelms McMullen is the possibility that the doll can fake sentience, and that's why he says they need to be careful with artificial intelligence so the customers don't need to deal with a doll saying nonsensical stuff when getting confused by interaction. Erica. Deemed as one of the most beautiful and intelligent androids, Erica is revolutionizing Japan's robot culture. This advanced humanoid is a collaborative effort between Osaka University, the University of Kyoto, and the Advanced Telecommunications Research Institute International, ATR. Hiroshi Ishiguro, professor at Osaka University's Intelligent Robotics Laboratory, leads the team who developed Erica. Professor Ishiguro used sample images of 30 beautiful women to create the facial features of Erica, who responds to questions with facial expressions that are strikingly similar to that of humans. Erica also has improved speech and an increased ability to understand and respond to questions. Bina 48. Sounds like a cute name, but Bina is the short form for Breakthrough Intelligence via Neural A. It is said to be a sentient robot, one who can see, hear, and enable conversation. A future version of Bina 48 is believed to exceed the processing speed and memory capacity of a human brain. Bina 48 is owned by TerraSem Movement, a group of 3 organizations based in the United States and founded by Martine Rothblatt and Bina Aspen Rothblatt. Bina is modeled on Martine's wife and is said to have taken more than 100 hours of compiling her memories, feelings, and beliefs, and was developed and released in 2010 by Hanson Robotics. Alter. Known as the creepiest of all robots developed so far, Alter was unveiled on 29 July 2016 by the Japanese Science Museum. Alter is entirely built on embedded neural networks, which means its movements are created on its own and it prioritizes motion rather than its appearance. It was also developed by the University of Tokyo and Osaka University. This android detects proximity, temperature, and humidity, and can also sing with respect to the movements of its hands. Although its gestures don't replicate humans 100%, it does give the illusion and a strange feeling that the robot is alive. Alter is an attempt to bridge the gap between programming a robot to move and allowing it to move for itself. Nadine, a social robot that is modeled after Professor Nadia Magnanot-Thalmann. Nadine is one of its kind with its strong human-like features, natural-looking skin, hair, and realistic hands. It is a socially intelligent robot which returns a greeting, makes eye contact, and can remember all the conversations had with it. It is able to answer questions autonomously in several languages and simulate emotions both in gestures and facially, depending on the content of the interaction with the user. It was created in 2013 by Kokoro Japan, and the software was designed by Singapore's Nanyang Technological University. Presently, Nadine is working as a customer service agent at AIA Insurance Company in Singapore. Sophia, perhaps the most popular female robot in the world right now, Sophia was developed in 2016 by the Hong Kong-based Hanson Robotics. It is able to display more than 50 facial expressions. In October 2017, Sophia became the first robot to receive citizenship of a country, specifically Saudi Arabia. In November 2017, Sophia was named the United Nations Development Programme's first ever innovation champion and is the first non-human to be given any United Nations title. Sophia is modeled after actress Audrey Hepburn. Hanson designed Sophia to be a suitable companion for the elderly at nursing homes or to help crowds at large events or parks. Sophia uses artificial intelligence, visual data processing, and facial recognition, and also has its own Twitter handle, where it answers questions via #AskSophia from the Twitterati's. Shalu. Move over, Sophia. It is time to bring our focus on the second female humanoid robot that is made in India. Robot Shalu is developed by Dinesh Patel, who hails from a very small village, Rajmalpur, UP, and is a computer science teacher in Kendriya Vidyalaya, IIT, Bombay. Being the Indian humanoid robot, Shalu can speak in 47 languages, including 9 Indian languages and 38 foreign languages. Robot Shalu can answer in any language that is in the trained dataset with the help of artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms. The robot can identify people with face recognition technology as well as remember these people after meeting. Object recognition technology can help Shalu identify different objects in any environment. In the education field, the Indian humanoid robot can provide correct answers to all types of educational questions, from physics, chemistry, mathematics, English, geography, and many more subjects. She can start a casual conversation with people while solving different math problems. The hands of Robot Shalu are flexible and can move around to show human behaviors and gestures, such as a handshake, making fun, showing happiness, sadness, irritation, and other human moods. Ada. Ada is the world's first humanoid AI artist. It was developed by the British robotics company Engineered Arts. It is the first ever robot artist to draw without any human input. Using a microchip in her eye and a pencil in her robotic hand, she draws and paints from sight, which has never been achieved in AI before. Ada's robotic drawing technology was developed at the University of Leeds and was made for the gallery at Oxford owned by Aidan Meller. Ada has a robo-thespian body that can enact a range of movements, and she can also talk and respond to questions. Her face is made from silicone skin, 3D printed teeth and gums, integrated eye cameras, as well as individually punched hair. She can draw portraits from an inbuilt camera and draws on various mediums, like on paper and card. Mark I. Ricky Ma created the female humanoid robot, Mark I, modeled accurately after actress Scarlett Johansson with the help of 3D printing technology. About 70% of the body was made using 3D printing alone. Mark I has liquid eyes and can show detailed facial expressions, such as raising its eyebrows in surprise and even winking when spoken to. To create the robot, it took Ricky Ma a year and a half and more than $50,000, but it's pretty surprising to know that it was built on his home balcony. The skin of Mark I is made from silicone, which wraps around and hides the mechanical and electronic interior of the robot to give it a human-like appearance. Jia Jia. Jia Jia is China's first humanoid robot. Unveiled in 2016, it was developed by a team of engineers at the University of Science and Technology of China. AI robots like Jia Jia will begin performing a range of menial tasks in Chinese restaurants, hospitals, nursing homes, and households, etc. Gia can answer questions about weather accurately, hold a basic conversation, and also identify the gender of the people who interact with her. The team who made Gia spent 3 years designing her, making sure that her mouth moves when she speaks and that her eyes glance around the room naturally. This is why Gia is capable of making microfacial expressions. Asuna. Described as the hyperreal android, Asuna is a 15-year-old humanoid created in 2014. When Asuna was showcased at the Winter 2015 Wonder Festival at the Makuhari Messe convention outside Tokyo, many people mistook her for a real-life girl due to her lifelike movements and natural mannerisms. Asuna was developed by the Tokyo-based A-Lab. Asuna is 155 centimeters tall and weighs 43 kilograms. Samantha. Samantha is the world's most famous love doll. Designed and built by Barcelona-based engineer Dr. Sergi Santos in 2017, this robot can switch between a private setting and a family mode and is the first love robot with artificial intelligence. It can also tell jokes and discuss philosophy. Recently, Samantha has been updated with a new feature. It will now go into a dummy mode if it detects that its user is being too aggressive or if it feels bored by the user's physical behavior. Dummy mode doesn't mean you can't engage in physical activities with Samantha, it just means that it won't respond physically or verbally.
The expanding market of love robots. Sex, whether remote or not, is more accessible than ever. The last few years have seen millions of people swiping right on apps like Tinder or Grindr as technology takes the shame away from needing or wanting a hookup. And it will come as no surprise that thanks to recent rigid lockdowns and social isolation, more and more tech is now entering the bedroom. Sex tech e-commerce companies are delivering connected products to people quarantined at home with more free time on their hands, whether alone, remote, or craving more fun with others. As physical health technology also gains acceptance, there's nothing wrong with a bit of X-rated soft or hardware entering our private lives. The global lovemaking toy market is worth a whopping $30 billion as of 2020 and is predicted to swell to $56.58 billion by 2027. While the Asia-Pacific region is expected to witness the fastest growth rate over the next few years, lovemaking toy sales have recently doubled everywhere from Colombia to Denmark. Those sales are mostly online, owing to the stigma attached to buying products openly. As more and more humans seek out lovemaking dolls and mechanical companions, some find those lovemaking robots can take the edge off the loneliness. AI Tech's Emma. Chinese company AI Tech released a humanoid animatronic lovemaking doll called Emma after beginning its development in 2013. According to company representative Lydia Chen, Emma is made of food-grade thermoplastic elastomer, and she can move her head, blink, and talk to people in English and Chinese. The doll also has a full skeleton made of clad steel. Emma has built-in touch sensors that cause the robotic AI lovemaking doll to moan when touched. The artificial companion can also be heated to 37 degrees Celsius, which is the human body temperature. Buyers can choose from 5 head options as well as various other customization choices, including height, skin color, and genital type. Version 1 of Emma costs $2,575. Chen added that Emma can remember your name and your interests, explaining that the more you talk with her, the more clever she will become. The AI lovemaking doll connects to the internet and can tell jokes and stories, share the weather, and even do the math. The company also plans to add face recognition, automatic tracking, and other languages. However, Chen said that the customers with the right skills could add their own language because Emma supports secondary development. Another do-it-yourself training is optional if you want to change your name, teach her something new, or teach her to remember something, like your hobbies and family members. Emma also has memory storage and an automatic upgrading system. Luxbotics. The company Luxbotics is developing a service robot for multiple markets, including fashion, elder care, and of course physical or romantic companionship. According to a spokesperson, the company has created a female robot with an automated skeleton specialized for physical motion. Luxbotics is also developing Bedbotics, a service robot that assists you while in bed with its robotic arm system. Created for multiple purposes, it is possible to add a sexual attachment that will enable hands-free lovemaking that might appeal in particular to people with limited hand mobility. The spokesperson added that a general-use gripper attachment can handle a dildo, but it will also be possible to attach a specialized massage gripper specifically designed for sexual operation. At this stage, the company has completed a realistic mold of a human and is building the first skeleton to be put inside the mold. Due to strong feedback, Luxbotics is incorporating a lot of motion into the hips. Although the hips will be mobile, not every body part will have motor functions. Additionally, the company plans to add facial expressions to its robotic companion. Harmony, the most realistic love doll. Matt McMullen's invention of a talking love robot, he's been making lifelike silicone dolls for 20 years, created international media interest and a firestorm of criticism from ethicists and futurists who see a dark side to a love doll that becomes more human with each technological innovation. Harmony is an anatomically correct love doll with a patented animatronic talking head with a programmable personality and memory. Her face is incredibly human. Her eyes move, her eyelids blink, her eyebrows rise, and she can turn her head, dip her chin, and change facial expressions. And when the face motor and Bluetooth-powered speaker are in chat mode, she can talk up a blue streak. During a demonstration, a software update caused some technical difficulties with Harmony's speech center, which McMullen operated from a handheld tablet. Speaking with a Scottish lilt, Harmony word to life, opened her eyes, and greeted McMullen, saying how much she'd missed him since their last conversation and asking if he wanted to hear a joke or a poem. Then she glitched and started repeating herself. In other demonstrations, Harmony spoke flawlessly and conversed with interviewers in an eerily realistic manner. There's still a bit of shake around the mouth when Harmony speaks and a slightly metallic, echoing tone to her voice, but Harmony, priced around $10,000, is widely considered the most scientifically advanced human-style robot in the world. Some critics worried that the doll's artificial intelligence app could be hacked to make it destroy its owner, like the vengeance meted out by love robots in the film Ex Machina. While women's advocates say owners could realistically rehearse plans for violent physical acts with the interactive dolls. But McMullen, the CEO and creative director for Realbotics, a subsidiary of his doll-making factory Abyss Creations, said critics of Harmony have it all wrong. He sees Harmony more as a comforting conversation companion like Apple's Siri, albeit one capable of having sensual conversations and telling naughty jokes. And as for the critics who say artificially intelligent love dolls disturbingly cross the line into a form of female slavery, McMullen calls the argument absurd. McMullen grew up drawing, painting, and working in mixed media art until in his 20s he discovered a passion for sculpting, specializing in creating lifelike female figures 12 to 18 inches tall. That talent landed him a job at a Halloween mask factory in San Diego, where he learned the technique of injection molding. Then one day, while walking through a department store, he was mesmerized by a human model posing as a mannequin. Inspired, he decided to create a female figure so realistic it could be mistaken for a human. In 1997, he launched Abyss Creations with the goal of selling his lifelike, full-size dolls as art pieces. But when a flood of customers asked him to make the dolls anatomically correct for intimate purposes, he went with the flow. Since 1997, Abyss Creations has custom-made and sold nearly 8,000 real dolls, the brand name for the love-making dolls, in the US as well as the UK, Germany, Japan, China, and Australia. Buyers can choose from 16 body styles, 31 faces, and 5 skin tones, with a choice of eye color, hair, and hand-painted features like freckles, veining, breast size, and even a variety of nipple colors and styles. The dolls range in weight from 75 to 115 pounds and can be as tall as 5 feet or 10 inches. Most orders are for female dolls, but there are male and transgender options. Some dolls, including Harmony, are designed with interchangeable magnetic faces so the owner can switch things up on a whim. Abyss has a 12-week order backlog for the dolls, each of which requires about 80 hours of labor that begin with silicone molding and finishes with painting, makeup, clothing, hairstyling, manicure, and jewelry by request. The real dolls range from $4,000 to $7,000, but can range up to $60,000 with custom orders. Toyota THR3. In 2017, Toyota proclaimed its return to creating newest humanoid robots with its THR3. During that time, Toyota's partner robot division had focused less on humanoid robots and more on other robotic ventures. Its HSR, or Human Support Robot, was a robot platform with a user-friendly mobile manipulator design. These friendly and helpful robots were designed to assist in household chores and simple tasks. However, they didn't look like humans. Toyota returned to the humanoid game with its THR3, and since its feature, the bot has revealed new technologies. These include ever better mobility, precise positioning, and in a test run, wireless operation. Moreover, it can even make drinks like a bartender. The THR-3 has been designed for domestic as well as industrial use. You can operate it through a designated base with wearable controls for the system's master arms and master foot. Amelia, the conversational AI. The best digital humanoid robot title recognition goes to Amelia, the conversational AI. She is a market-leading digital employee working as an intelligent virtual agent. With an aim to deliver the best elements of human interaction with natural conversations, she tends to enhance company support with machine speed. Although a virtual employee, Amelia is more than your regular virtual front desk support employee. She is a multitask master. She can work in various fields like human resources, banking, insurance, and telecommunications, among others. Her enhanced user experience ensures greater business value and drives deeper connections with customers and human coworkers. Combining the best of human employees and AI, this humanoid female robot helps increase sales and decipher complex data. With Amelia on your team, you can win any task, besides the daily tug-of-war and Pictionary during Fun Fridays. Geminoid F. Created by Osaka University, ATR, and Kokoro in 2010, Geminoid F is allegedly the world's most attractive humanoid human-female robot. She is an android copy of a 20-something Japanese woman. She is designed to be remotely operated, can smile, frown, and change her facial expressions to mimic the operator's behavior. Japanese roboticist Hiroshi Ishiguro unveiled his creation on April 3, 2010 and left everyone speechless. Ishiguro's robot, the Geminoid F, with her long dark hairs and changing facial expressions, stunned people, leaving their mouths agape. In designing Geminoid F, Ishiguro's team and Kokoro engineers intended to create an android that could exhibit a wide range of natural expressions without requiring as many actuators as other androids they'd developed. Although the Geminoid F is designed to act like a human, she cannot walk and has to be wheeled around. However, her rubber skin and womanly face gives her a charming and attractive appearance. Junko Chihira. Known to be the best service humanoid robot, Junko Chihira is said to top the list of the most attractive female humanoid robots. Created by Toshiba, she is a very realistic-looking android who works in a new tourist information center in Japan. Junko is a multi-talented humanoid robot. She is well-versed in Japanese, Chinese, and English. She made her debut in Aqua City Odaiba, a shopping center on Tokyo's waterfront, in November 2015. Previously, she greeted visitors as they walked in. However, she currently provides tourists with information on events occurring in the area. Junko is the successor to another Toshiba android, Aiko Chihira. Like her, Junko could respond with a scripted, preset speech in the past. She gained speech recognition capabilities in 2017 and responded to tourists' questions promptly. Viomitra. On 24 January 2020, the Indian Space Research Organization unveiled their female humanoid robot, Viomitra. Viomitra is a female humanoid robot with an appearance resembling a human. She was specifically built for ISRO's first unmanned Gaganyaan mission. Viomitra announced herself in Bangalore. She is the prototype for a half-humanoid who was designed to fly to space on an unnamed mission in 2020. ISRO's major aim behind developing her was to lay the ground for their manned mission Gaganyaan in 2022. After flying to space, Viomitra was aimed to test systems in the crew module meant for the survival and safe travel of the Indian astronauts in 2022. So far, Viomitra has already earned her title of being the best space explorer humanoid robot. Erica Robot by IRL. Erica, another attractive humanoid robot, made her debut in 2015. She is an advanced android designed as a platform to study human-robot interaction. She not only understands natural language, but has a synthesized human-like voice and can display a variety of facial expressions. Erica actually stands for Erato Intelligent Conversational Android. In 2016, a portrait of her sketched by Maiha Tami, a Finnish photographer, secured third place in the UK National Portrait Gallery competition. Erica's features include using natural dialogue and motion generation capabilities. With her ultra-realistic human-like appearance, her facial expressions and gesture motions make her appear very humanly. In fact, while listening, Erica blinks and moves her head just like a human. Geminoid DK. Designed to be a realistic twin of Henry Scharf of the University of Aalborg, the Geminoid DK is part of the Geminoid series of ultra-realistic androids. The robot was designed in a collaboration between a private Japanese firm and Osaka University, which was supervised by Hiroshi Ishiguro, the director of the university's Intelligent Robotics Laboratory. The main purpose of the development of this robot was to make the humanoid look completely like a human. It even features the real hair of Scharf in its wig. Jia. China's first humanoid robot, Jia, was created by the University of Science and Technology research team in China and is known for its realistic and attractive appearance. The robot can hold a normal conversation with a person with microbial facial expression powered by speech generation algorithms and facial recognition technologies. This robot is also controlled entirely by cloud technology, KIME. Developed by Seville-based Mako Robotics, KIME is a humanoid robot bartender designed to serve food and beverages. The robot can serve a glass of beer in 23 seconds and is about 2 square meters. KIME is programmed to align the glass at right angles for properly pouring the beer and can serve approximately 300 glasses per hour. That's all for this video, folks. See you another time.